Life's been complicated this past year, I will admit to that. And I've basically sacrificed the last pad I had, which was a PDP, and since 2021, Precision has not been making those dance pads anymore. So the best I could get, without spending $1,000 on a single pad, is an LTEC. I haven't modded it yet, and I'm hoping to figure out some way to get it to my liking. But for now, I'll be using the good old classic Corsair Gaming K55 keyboard to play instead. And I'll use this pad as needed to go through things that I think might be a little off-putting or weird. Because I'm starting to get into the whole swing of looking through things in review and post and stuff like that. With LEFTS pre-release with 102 songs, plus one to give Quietly Turning some respect. We start with Altering the Altar. Altering the Altar. Just to let you know, I have not played the keyboard at once.
A new religion with a guarantee. The new condition destroying me. Another gateway for the youth. It's time and darkness, time for the truth. Do your best, defend and testify. Psychoactive consequence.
Vice that, I would not be able to do that stuff.
Altering the altar. The great debate. Overdone, damage done. Too late.
Oh boy. I like that, but it's complicated.
Yeah!
Complicated. Not now, Tag.
Psychotic break. Another episode. Memory loss. Pure overload. Paranoia. Not fantasy. Hallucinations. Why can't you not see? Do your best. Defend and testify. Psychoactive consequence. Strategy.
I almost didn't hit those brackets.
Altering the altar. The great debate. Overdone. Damage done.
Okay, that's good for a first file. I didn't really see anything wrong with that. It's just something I wish I could pass, cause when I had the PDP, I could pretty much do brackets almost no problems. So this wouldn't have been that bad for me to try and pass a 13. I did pass 113 on the PDP before, but that was just a normal speed file Macarena. Rebirth. Okay. I want to see if okay. This is the part where I get up. I know these pads are definitely not made for speed right out of the box, or brackets for that matter. But I want to try and get at how this section plays out.
Too late.
That's one of the hardest parts of this is nailing those brackets in the middle of jacks and foot switches. And I appreciate that the mines are fake here. That's probably one of the few mistakes I've made in the past. Because, like, I wouldn't have thought of that to be, like, something modern. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that at the intended rate, so I'll just leave it at that. That was fun, I like it. Okay, next up is Ascent. Started by Schubert. Alright. Here we go with this. What do you know? Trying to kill me. Of course I'm gonna suck the rhythms when I'm just coming back 2 months of hiatus. Hubert takes no prisoners. You're right, though. You're right. That's another thing I really want to get to understanding about this. It's like, what in God's name am I supposed to do about this? Like, this is a 12, sure, but... what in that kind of rhythm? Oh my word. Hang on, I should probably turn the TV volume up. I want to see if I can understand that pattern in particular. It's a very interesting rhythm, and I want to see if there's some sense to it. I'm sure there is. It's so out of nowhere and I love it. Let's see if I can, like, pass that part on point 8. Speed is fun. Speed rhythm, that's something else. I don't know if I'm built for speed and rhythm at the same time, viewers. And next, Axel F. Oh, and the description here, Brian damage. It always makes me think of that misspelled sign. Something like, get a Brian, morans. And I feel like with that one burst that's in the density, I should know roughly what to expect. But I think I'm gonna hate this.
What's going on?
What the? Use of LEFTS there.
Break it.
I don't think I'm gonna like what the peak for this is. And I think I know what it is. I failed because of the peak. The obvious joke. Nine seconds left. Nar. I don't know if I would be able to, like, say that anyone could pass this at the tournament because of that peak. But unless you're trying to hit early for those on purpose, I don't see the point. I think that's what Dotso might have done to try and pass this, but I can't be confident because, well, my pad's unmodded. I'm curious. I know it's supposed to be BT, but like... Okay, hang on. So we are here, here. Oh, that's so cruel. At that rate, just drop the roll. There's no point in getting me to, like, play this right here. This measure where you have me do, like... I have to move my foot from here to here in order to hit it. I just... There's no way you're getting me to do the heel last on this. While keeping the roll. That's a lot to take in at once. Yeah, I think the best technique for this roll is just drop it. If you manage to pass the burst, that's probably the only thing you can really do. That might be some good insight for some people, I'm sure. Base kick returns, people. It always comes back. Wait, did you see that? There's a subtle gimmick right before the
Let the bass kick. Bass kick. Bass kick.
That felt very monodirectional up until this point. Wow.
Let the bass kick.
I'm getting some vibes from T-Shiv's original. Of course. Oh my goodness, that was so weird. I know it is, but it looks so weird. Oh, come on, in the middle of foot switch.
Let the bass kick.
I'm sensing some similarities here. Like, it seems like bass kick, the main section just cannot go without going backwards and forth against the same sets of arrows. That's just a common thing. The wholesome bass kick chart, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have that one gimmick where you're forced to remember this whole section. There was the one part late in the file where you have to memorize this part. It's absolutely unfair because, like, right here you skip 2 beats forward, and sure, it's technically still viable, but you're just inverting 2 parts. Let me see if I remember how to do it. Just from looking at that. Yeah, okay. It's just double step sets. Okay. Now, compared to this, the new one by Nightshade, she's got it down, gotta say. Even then, up next is Kai Dash. I don't know if I can really, leave Kai Dash alone with X-Mod gimmicks. That's just not a thing I think would be right for me.
One time for the beat.
Lifts in there. Oh, okay. Sure. Okay. This makes sense. should not be reading at 700. Again. Vibrates intensely. What? What is that part? Huh. Yeah, I don't think I could leave Kaidash alone with Xmod gimmicks. Kai just has too much fun with them. Reminds me of someone else I know. I'm looking at you, Tilvit. Yeah. This is technically cheating, but I'm gonna have to look at it this way to try and understand it. I think it was this part. So it's like jump. That's only doable on pad. Way to make me feel like the idiot for playing on keyboard. You know what? I think that should be my note. Okay. Just hold the keys down. You can't force me to do that, Telperion! Have you turned off your sticky keys today? Look at you telling me that when I hate sticky keys. No forcing, just punishing. Yeah. You were gonna love the note for this one. Feel
the bass, go!
Okay. I'm sorry, boys. She blew on my gut till I quit. Okay. Okay. What is this gonna be? How to double step with mind markings. I don't really understand that yet. Okay. Who's this Fang guy? I actually don't know. But it surprises me because this is solid. And I can actually understand it. Just not immediately, of course. I haven't gotten myself used to double steps with mines, Margaret. With holds, I know just fine. But one thing that I find slightly off-putting is this. Because, like... and I still expect I'm facing forward for, like, 2.5 beats. But then I have to... all of a sudden... It makes for a good accent point, but... that's a little sudden. I almost don't know how to feel about this. It's fine, but at the same time, it's just a little sharp. That's what I feel about it.
Feel the bass, go!
Okay, so now this one. Might even increase my roots slightly to compensate for what's about to happen. Because I know it's gonna be scary.
What?
24th verse. Excuse you, Miraxis. Oh my goodness. It's not that fast. Please stop doing that. Thank God you did. Is that a jump switch? Or is that just me not understanding what's going on? Oh my God. Oh. Fuck my hand. Thanks, me too. This is one of those where I really need to slow down to understand some of what's happening here. Then we get into this part. How quick must one foot switch in order to get through this? They're technically the same level as a flam, but, like, then you get this burst of 4, and you're expected to follow along with it. I want to say the burst makes the foot switches a little more difficult to understand here. That's actually a pattern I've wanted to see used for a while now. It's just alternating brackets on the 3 panels. It's hilarious in a sense, because, like, you know what you're supposed to do, it's just a little more advanced than, like, doing a normal bracket foot switch. Because, like, instead of just exiting with, like, 1 panel, let's say, you exit with another bracket. I love that, it's just intrinsically integral. Then there's this, which is why my left hand can only do so much, you know. For a righty, that's saying something. But I know the point is, okay, now where were the jumps? So we are right here. That could work. Oh no, they must be jump switches. Because if you don't, you end up doing a crossover. So they are jump switches. I was right about that. Okay. It's a very curious tech, and I've only seen very few files ever like this doing jump switches like that. This is what I'm getting reminded of. Yeah, that's what I'm getting reminded of.
This song is for that bear on that box of tea.
Thanks, me too. What?
This song.
Why does it always do this to me? Drainer, foot switches and crossovers. And this song is for that bear on that box of tea. That's what the previous song is, isn't it?
This song is for that bear on that box of tea.
Yeah.
This song is for that bear on that box of tea.
It's starting with a mine. Okay.
Going fast down the river, roaring rapids don't make a difference.
Oh, delayed gratification of foot switches.
I'd like to slow down and ask you, where do you think that movie was asking? There's no way to do a back and forth. This tea is 3 years now, but I'm still thinking of it today. Blueberry bear, blueberry bear.
There's the crossovers.
Blueberry bear, almost years now. We're looking to bear away. I just look to chime in the flare, still feels like me, blueberry bear. This song is for that bear on that box of tea. Hold it on and like that, the buckle. This big bear just gives me a comfort. Hopefully the current will buckle bear. Little red bandana it's wearing. No wonder the others are staring. It's fishing about it, it's staring. Very fit illustrations. On the box of tea, I'm on the shelf. Of a blueberry bear, blueberry bear, blueberry bear, blueberry bear. When I see it, it makes me feel like I can love myself. I'm so glad I went and made my gratitude for blueberry bear. And the tea is, although it's just when it's hot and strong, I prefer with honey instead. Grapefruit drinking right before bed. The tea is, this is not promotion all along. It's a fact that any adult knows celestial signals run by a boat.
What? Was that ending supposed to be a jump or a bracket? I think that may have been a bracket, right? Because, like, left, down, down, like that. That's just, like, the only bracket in this, I think. So, it's pretty straightforward foot switches. Crossovers can just be cheesed if you really want to cheese them, but, like, if I were to take this more seriously and have a much better pad than this, I would have probably done the crossovers. Let's just be honest. Okay, I don't really need to put this one in practice mode to, like, do it. I just know that the delayed foot switch is, like, it's a combination of a jack and a foot switch. It's nothing unusual. I've done it before. And next is BPM equals BPM plus 1. I believe I stepped this for last year's tournament. Except the chart I made was a 14. C-mod optional at your own risk. Well, screw you, I'm going tournament rules and using M-mod, because I have no good choice any other way. Whoops. I kinda get making this part easy, but you didn't have to. Because now we're here again. Now we're back to easy, which I can kind of understand because we're getting into the... Oh my goodness. That drill really stands out. Arrowless break. Makes sense, I guess. I see why this is an 11 now. And I think from the density graph, this part is basically just H3. Okay. You'll have to be careful not to confuse this with my 14. That's really all I want to say. This injury drink of my injury. I'm sure that was intentional. Okay. So we're reading slow, I guess. There we go. By the way, this is a blind playthrough, so...
22 pounds of caffeine in this small can. How does it feel?
Just don't question it.
Oh, I didn't think you'd be able to put this.
I said just don't question it. Everyone needs something to numb the pain. The sun slowly withers their life away day by day in an endless cycle of burnout. Eat, sleep, work, repeat till the clock runs out. Eat, sleep, work, repeat till the clock runs out. Eat, sleep, work, repeat till the clock runs out. Eat, sleep, work, repeat till the clock runs out. Comes in the following flavors: overthinking orange,
Cinnamon anxious strawberry,
banana, banana,
repressed raspberry,
grieving grape,
misery melon,
traumatizing,
depression durian.
and then the flavor.
I should have known. Oh, that's funny.
Brain implosion energy, 10,000 grams of pure caffeine, 'cause you can overthink if your heart stops. Brain implosion energy, crave zero thoughts, one head empty, then drink and drink and drink until you drop. I love my brain implosion juice, it makes my head go. But will it stop the pain forever? I just can't be sure.
I mean, if we discount the fact that those 242 BPM bursts are there, it's almost straightforward. We've made it here. And now we're on to a file that's mean a lot to, well, a few different people here. I'm not wearing my hoodie for this reason alone. You might have noticed by now that I am no longer at the same house that I was a year ago. There's a very specific reason for that. And I can't really get into it without, grieving over my mother's death all over again. So Axis, Nate, Crash, Ractus, all the people who are involved in all this, this is my only gift to you amidst me. So all I can do is hope you're happy. Recommended reading speed, 500 with no mini, perspective, or offset. That's right, I'm doing my own file, folks.
On a dark desert night, the first of the winter, distant lights far away, the cold breeze the air. And I wish you were in this town tonight, taking flight while I'm fighting for my life. Got nobody to blame, I just come here. Got no choice but to stay and see this thing through. It's just me, the moonlight and the water, and the sound of time lost long ago. Hear me, I'm calling home. Wanted to let you know I can still feel you close to me. I'm sorry I had to go. I kept every card you wrote. Now all I can do is hope you're happy. Calling home. Hear me, I'm calling home. Wanted to let you know I can still feel you close to me. I'm sorry I had to go. I kept every card you wrote.
I know my own gym.
Now all I can do is hope you're happy. Calling home.
I just couldn't remember to do it.
If we keep it honest, we don't need a label.
I wonder who made this. Because I actually don't know.
ayy, yeah. Only hear about it, yeah.
I might have to look at this
Looking out the
practice mode.
sunroof. I ain't really tripping, but I'm hoping that you come through, yeah. She told me that she tryna save up. Coming from Milwaukee, she gon' make her way up. Says she living single, she don't need no fade love.
That's not discounting the fact that there are some incorrect rhythms here.
Love is everything and everything is love, yeah.
I can audibly hear the word incorrect.
Then you young, yeah. But I'm hoping that one day it could be something. She deserve 100 and these niggas give her nothing. Chicago diner, order what you want, ayy. Looking like you could be, on the wrong way. You gon' wanna love somebody someday. Cookies in the oven on a Sunday. Yeah, yeah, this one for the shorty with the good hair. I hope that you having you a good year. I hope that you missing all the fuck shit. See you getting busy at the function. Get it, get it, get it, yeah. Get it, get it, get it, yeah. Get it, get it, get it.
There,
get it,
I did the joke. I got the water bottle.
get it, yeah. Summer in Chicago, yeah. Feel like we should slide away, yeah. Someone blowing up the phone. You trust that we are not the same, nah. Told me put a record on. Have you ever heard of Layla? Crazy how we get along. Fuck with you the way you wake up. Chicago diner, order what you want, ayy. Looking like you could be on the wrong way. You gon' wanna love somebody someday. Cookies in the oven on a Sunday. Yeah, yeah, this one for the shorty with the good.
Yeah, I definitely need to open this
I hope
practice
that you
mode.
having you a good, yeah.
Very in depth on this.
I hope that you missing all the fuck shit. See you getting busy at the function. Get it, get it.
Hello, Nate. Okay. Let me go into practice mode here. I really need to point out just some of these things. Like, sure, this part's fine. Opening with a bracket on the second step is unusual, but you could make that work. But you can just as easily revert this foot to the panel. Like, the one panel that has a hold. Okay, this is definitely ambiguous, but the correct answer is the right foot. I think. Is it? Wait. Okay. It's the right foot. This is needlessly complicated. Like, it resolves just fine. I just don't think this section really warrants a crossover. I think this just leads into a spin. Roughly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's gonna lead into a spin. So there's definitively two double steps, starting from right here. I think the first one you make is from this down to this left. Then I think that's another down to left double step here. Measure 25. Oh no. Oh no, this just got weird. You want to double step these whole two measures. This resolves just fine if you start on the left foot on the right arrow, but that's not what happens in the measures above. You start at the left foot on the left arrow and the right foot on the right arrow. So you would have to side switch to be able to do this. But there's nothing to indicate a side switch, so this is probably just an unintended double step, which results in facing backwards. The only way to get out of this is is to do an inverted side switch here. So, more practically, you'd have to, left, down, left, down, up, double step the left foot, left, left. And then the rest of that plays fine. I don't see the point of this jump.
She deserve 100 and these niggas give her nothing. Chicago diner, order what you want. Hey, looking like
Yeah, it's just there, and it's on the word what, so
order what you want.
it accents virtually nothing. And then measure 37 is just its own thing. I'm just drilling on the same two panels for the whole measure. And then measure 38, and I have to jack on that same right foot panel, then the left foot. Then I don't know whether to bracket or to jump these, specifically because you enter this like this, but then you exit this like this. Bracketing this one is going to lead to a double step. The answer to this is the right foot, I think. Yeah, it's the right foot. Oh my god. I'm not sure if my note skin's supposed to do that. It's only an edit of Cell with Cell Workshop assets, after all. What? I don't know what that minus for. Because if you...
I hope that you missing all the fuck shit.
You have your foot there, and it's supposed to go to a vocal. Okay. I'm assuming that was probably supposed to be a tap, but I don't know what the thought was for this. Maybe a center tap? Probably. That's like the only way I can think of to get out of this within reason. And then here's the funny break. Get the water bottles, folks. It's fine. But this isn't. Because what happens here is left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. I just did a full spin. You happy now? I don't think it's intended, though. I think there's just no good way to do those 8s. Wait a No, you'd still be backwards. And then again, mostly left anchors, but it seems like we're not using the down arrow for freaking... Okay. 8. 7 and 7/8 measures. That is concerning. And we're also just anchored on the left. Leaves you to be monodirectional because you have your left foot right here the entire time. To not be monodirectional, you'd have to move your left foot somewhere. So this part just sticks out as being... I'm not really sure about this. So then we finally get the down arrow back. And then we lose it again. With the looks of this, it seems like we're supposed to be doing a crossover, but that doesn't resolve. As much as you're incentivized to use holds, I think what's going on is you have to do this and then double step from the left to the up. That way you can hit the right foot on the right and still keep the foot on the hold. So this is another unintended double step, but it's one that could easily be solved if the hold on the right arrow were any longer, or if there were a mine on the left. But I don't think I don't think the song warrants either one in this position.
Have you ever heard of Layla? Crazy how we get along.
Yeah, it doesn't. I can understand the get along echoes here being double steps. That's perfectly fine. Because you're playing the exact
Crazy how we get along. Fuck with.
But what's not really something I understand is breaking out of it when there's no echo with the same double step. I mean, sure, you could probably side switch it, but that's not intended either, it looks like. See, now we're finally breaking away from the anchor on the left. Why did that take you so long? And now we're out of that anchor again. This part... Oh, God. Just when you think everything is fine... Spin. Plain and obvious spin.
Love somebody someday. Cookies in the oven on a Sunday. Yeah.
There's a lot of questionable choices going on in that part, I think. Like, straight fourths when there are lyrics that have eighths, and... Oh my goodness. And then you have to break out of the jumps with your right foot again. As much as I don't like ambiguous jumps, at least they seem consistent. Wait. Yikes. Okay, thank goodness. I was about to complain again, and then I realized it resolves. It's like a 270 right at the end.
I hope that you're missing all the fuck shit. See you getting busy at the function.
For the least of me knowing to check parity when I do stuff, this is bothering me a little. Okay. I think I can finally get back to the whole
If we
point
keep
of this.
it on it.
To the keyboard with me. Okay.
誰もが突然に始まっただからみんなシナリオの上で映画のようなまるで映画のようなどこにでもあるストーリー
Whoa. Whoa, that ramped up without me even noticing it. Oh, God. Okay, hang on a second.
誰もが突然に始まっただからみんなシナリオの上で映画のようなまるで映画のようなどこにでもあるストーリー
I think those are supposed to be brackets. Completely misread that part. Okay, that seems like it could be enjoyable if I had a proper working pad. I just wonder if I could even... Hang on. I wonder if I could even do the crossover streams. Where's one? Okay. It's hard, but it works out. If I could get this one to work.
Time for the moment you've been waiting for.
I know.
Time for the moment you've been waiting for. Time
I don't
for
know
the
if
moment
those
you've
desk
been waiting
flow
for.
or me. Probably desk flow.
Time
I
for
only
the
have so
moment
many
you've
USB
been waiting
slots,
for.
I love how those minds run best. Wait a minute.
Sounds like a lot of hoopla to make over a little Krabby Patty, right? Wrong! Preparing the Krabby Patty! Preparing the...
Okay, that.
Preparing the...
Oh my god, with those minds.
Preparing the Krabby Patty!
Nice, nice. I just want to check out a few things here. Okay, that's just a jump switch, I guess. Because it's clear that the left foot's used for this left arrow and then the down arrow's on the right foot. Part of me would want to cross this over, but then that results in a tragedy. Yeah, this slowing down to 1/4 here really threw me off. But there's no quarter slowdown for this part. So you only get an explanation of the gimmick after the gimmick's already happened, which it's not unusual of a gimmick per se. I just was expecting consistency and didn't get it. Is there even a right way to get out of this? Sometimes I ask that question to myself and I'm like, okay, I have a hold on a vertical arrow and a bracket, and I last used the bracket. How do I get out of this? Part of me wants to use the same foot again, but part of me is like, I use a different foot. Especially if the hold, like, does it cut off? Yeah, I believe it cuts off right as the... Okay, right as the last bracket happens. So in that case, I could probably argue for using another foot here. But using the same is not entirely wrong, I just didn't understand at first. Pardon me for that.
Time for the moment you've been waiting for. Time for the moment...
Okay. Color-based, except everything is painfully offbeat. Myself to this. I have no clue. I have no freaking clue. And this is even exposed to the internet. I believe exposed to the internet has some sort of reputation for meme stuff. It's just freakishly silly.
1, 2, 3, 4, go!
EDM.
I can't even beat Blue Buster on keyboard. That's how bad I am at this game. Oh, and if you miss all this, there are 169. Nice. Oh my god. I could argue there's also some burst tech in there as well. But only technically, in part, for the rhythm. And then next is Diabolic Devotion. What's the point? I'm not even gonna pass this. And there's even an edit 29, excuse me? Make it 20% into the file in terms of score. You know what this one gets. You make interesting timing, Alexis. I don't think I'm ever gonna pass this, even on keyboard. It's that bad. You might want to read the note I left in the impressions thread. This is what we've come to in terms of casual, mind you, casual turnip material. I know how this is supposed to be done, I just can't do it. I'll forgive Narita once I see a big name world-class level competitor actually physically enter this tournament. And that competitor had better be Narita. I'm just gonna put it out there. If they're capable of making this stuff, you'd better be able to playtest it at least. For 500 BPM, 6th brackets are already hard enough. This 8th stream is going to play at 250. And then you get this, where you have to basically bracket flam at 250 BPM. 16th. Glad someone agrees with me on that thought. That skill set part, yeah. Nobody that participated last tournament has ever passed a stamina, tech, stam tech, what have you, ITG rating 27. I bet even if you ask Bori to do this, it's not gonna be much of a willingness to do it as much as, okay, I'll do it, but this won't be fun for me. There are like 3 people you could ask, I think. Zin passed up to 24 at least once, but that's it. Or presumably LEFTS is gonna pass at 27. That's just my prediction. I bet $1,000 on it and keep that and double if I really had to. Because I know I'm right. Okay. Thank God for having something easy right after something absolutely fucking impossible. My rib bacon. When you play El Sendito, you should play it on the pads. I hope I'm able, because I've seen that chart, and I think what I'm able to get out of it could probably be done on stock LTech just fine. Meanwhile, Demnoth looks like a clean, tame DDR chart. I feel right at home. Yeah. I don't want to give my rating right off the bat, because I'm not entirely sure, but I want to say 15 maybe? But let's just take a look at one thing here. Because this is the kind of pattern I was confused on for just a split second. It was this. But I know what you have to do. It's like... you gotta do the jumps. Anchoring. Normally when I do jumps, I do anchor them as well. It's just interesting to see what you can do with those and be like, ah yes, this is the right way to do it, but then suddenly you end up having to do a jump switch because you don't even know what footing you're supposed to be on. This does not have that problem, thankfully. And here's the same thing, but Eller mirrored. I gotta say, this file is actually quite well made.
Hey little mama, yeah, you heard about me. I'ma pop you like a pea, yeah, at a mommy. Yeah, feel so hard, like I'm chilling on the beach. Yeah, maybe in the sun, like the
ITL. Since you're the one that sent this in,
mama, yeah, you heard about me. I'ma pop you like
what?
a pea, yeah, at a mommy. Yeah, feels.
What rhythm am I supposed to do there again?
Hey, little mama, yeah, you heard about me. I'ma pop you like a.
That dumb Boogie Stats leaderboard blowing my cover here, SMH. It's not even Boogie Stats, it's Groove Stats. There's something off about that intro. I can't put my finger on it. Of course you would ask.
I'm a big bag hunter with the bow. She got a big bed, drop low. Mama called me and she happy with the grow. Never ever fall for it, that's a no. Just rock bikini about a million up. She said it's not gonna stop doing the green. And I'm rockin' green, bringing the peace. I'm bumping that park in the car.
Oh boy. Oh boy, I've got a lot to learn, it seems. I wanna actually get a good take on this.
The money, my strangest addiction. She tip for I let her lit, I had to dip. I'm off for fifth, I'm rich now. I bought a whip, I paint it drive itself. Don't think, yeah, I'm rich now. Hey, little mama, yeah, you heard about me. I'ma pop you like a pea, yeah, and I'm on me. Yeah, feel so hard like I'm chilling on the beach. Yeah, baby in the sun like the Teletubbies. I don't wanna pop a bottle off of your chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot.
I think you can just hit the sensor buttons.
Keep on going till you hit the spot. Whoa.
It's like no problem.
Big hunter with the bow. She got a big bed, drop low. Mama called me and she happy with the grow. Never ever fall for it. Hopping in the club and taking shots. If you get your mask off in the you getting crap. Hopping out the function. The CVS is like a block away. Bought a moisturizer, my ice cold is dry on my face. Don't need that VVS, my ice is fake. Your life is fake. I choose to do it for my pocket's sake. You're basing your opinions on what the major says. I renovate the bad energy I erase. Yeah, I don't really ever wanna talk. Only really ever wanna talk. Guess I'm going back to the side. At least this money never really stops. Hey, little mama, yeah, you heard about me. I'ma pop you like a pea, yeah, and I'm on me. Yeah, feel so hot like I'm chilling on the beach. Yeah, baby in the sun like the Teletubbies. I don't wanna pop a bottle off of your chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot. Always at the gutter, yeah, and you are not bad. Keep on going till you hit the spot. Whoa, I'm a big bag hunter with the bow. She got a big bed, drop low. Mama called me and she happy with the grow. Never ever fall for it, that's a nose.
No, maybe no moolah. Have any of that foul language around here? The amazing digital circus is a place to be enjoyed by all ages. TADC. The angle I was going for here makes more sense if you played the real one from ITL and maybe the Goods' remix too. Oh. It did? Huh. The more you know. We won't be having any of that foul language around here. It's just still so
hey, little mama, yeah.
Not even by choice. There was a request for this one to be attempted on the pad. I think, given the context, I already kinda know what this is. I should be able to try it. But let me switch to my pad profile here so I can see if I can actually do it to get it in. Let's see if sensitivity holds up.
Complaciendo para todos los bailadores con esta rola que dice 1, 2, 3, 4.
to do. But I did spot something here that is like, I'm not sure that's right. Yeah, right here. Like, the correct timing is still with the rest. So this 8th right here is 1/8 off. Yeah, it's an 1/8 off time. Oh god. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Just can I get a look at stitches first? This is what you have to do on stock LTEC, by the way. Yeah, right there. Okay.
But there's a lot of funnies in there if you want to read kids' Christmas letters. You ready to let me
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do this as choice. God, that's tiring. If there were an easier way to do jacks.
¿Qué dijeron? ¿Esto ya se acabó?
Or even side switches on this.
¡Esto sigue!
Which is literally a stock LTEC, mind you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
elsewhere the rhythm changes. Whew. 3 misses. Holy moly! Would you look at that, folks? I love one-panel charts so much because they are very much open to interpretation. Okay, I need to... Hang on, let me see. Clips here. Filter by 24 hours. Reveals at switch form. Oh my god, Maractus! What do you mean you'll take this from me? This is already tiring enough to jack. And I can't really sight switch on this unmodded LTEC. So what am I supposed to do? I beat it by 3% and 2% EX almost. Let me put this back in my keyboard profile. With pretty solid 127.5. Okay. Back on the keyboard, here we go. I still don't hear 6/8 here. Here 3/4 or something. Something similar. Not an 8. Oh my word. Wow. Okay. There is something in there that I want to try because it looks pretty intriguing. But I think with the condition this pad's in, I'm not going to be able to play it properly. And, you know, have it score really well, but like... It was this, I think. Okay, so that is partially just Queen for a day. Huh. We'll see more on that later. There we go. Alright. Now I'm scared. Even in a read of 20, I'm scared of folks. To be able to read stuff like this properly, I have to increase my speed mod. My max read's normally like 800. that's already very hard to do on pad. How am I alive? Can someone confirm with me, whether this is actually a 20, please? I have no clue how I just passed that. I might have to update my Stamina Nation nickname, but I'm not sure. This would very much feel like a 20 on pad, probably? But on keyboard, that plays out the same as, I want to say... 17 or 18, somewhere in there. ITG scale. You know what? Fuck it, I'm screenshotting it. That's wild. Good luck, keyboard players. And pad players alike, I guess. 5 turns. I can trust where I just be feasible with files that I play on keyboard, so I'm gonna go 700 here. I guess I could ask the same question with the 20 familiar. I have fake identification toggle on. That is a real toggle in Bright 14, by the way. run. One misrun. No skin should do that. They really should be like me. Do what I did in my own personal note skins and let it be an option that's not enabled by default. I mean, if we could buy mods to note skins, we can already do that. I've done that before. Okay, so... see that? So let me just hold one arrow this time. ITG players is never. Too bad I'm not your typical ITG player. I account for everyone. Let me get some notes in here. The SS form is already 8th most popular. Cool. I'm a genius, folks. I know how to make memes. Freg. Alright, Lamar, can we have a Freg emote in the left server, please? Freg. It is a short chart, so I mean, I kind of expected this to happen at some point. There's like a lot of really short charts in this pack, it looks like. From what I've seen of other people looking through it, this is just simple one to get. But then the question is, do I aim for the trips? Come on. There we go. Okay, we got the trips. Moving on. Nothing else to say about this one. Alright. I can say we're at least doing Axis on keyboard some justice for the past 2 years. I remember hearing that of the two Bro It's a 9 Trust ones, this is the one that's actually a 9. I could easily argue that Power might be an easy 11. This one. But first, Funhouse. Okay. Oh, right. I always forget. Fun mod moment. Actually, I think I can do this without going back to the song again. 98 BPM, roughly. So 700 divided by 98. 7.1 X. I feel bad for player P2 right now, but I don't give a crap. Player P2 just has to suffer. I think those are supposed to be bracket double steps. Whoa.
please. I think there are unintentionally 2 ways you could do some of these patterns. Okay, and then what are you supposed to do about this? Okay, I'm curious about some of the patterning choices here. Like, I know what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be apparently, at least with the way it's written. And it's interesting because it sets you to round step into the jump, which is a movement I have never really thought of when making my charts, you know. I might need to learn tech from you as well. I'm pretty sure the intent for that is just supposed to be a foot switch. But technically, if we look at this, nothing's stopping you from doing it as a crossover. I love that. Now I just need to attract some parity here. Okay. It's... That also works. There are multiple ways to do every single one of these things. The literal opposite of Queen for a Day. I tell you what. I love that for some odd reason. But then, what's this? Huh. I had a thought about that sort of pattern before. I just never really found a purpose for it. Where you have like... where you come out of a kick switch with a bracket. I don't know if that's the intent though, but it seems like it could be. I think with the way it's written, that's what it is, but you could also just and center type with the right foot. Now this is just obvious. That's the side switches again. And this time we head into okay. So this has to be done as a kick switch, then foot switch if you're gonna do anything interesting. If you play the plain way, it also works. But you don't get the luxury of like a kick switch. You have to do a foot switch if you're going to come out of it like that. Like, I can see kick switch because it's marked by this line right here. This is... like, this is fairly straightforward. Yeah. Okay. And then so is this. Then you have to do a crossover. And then the same thing again. Now what is this? you're crossed over one way for the entire thing, which, for a 9 at this speed, yeah, that makes sense. You probably do want to be facing one way. But, like, it's a lot to take in, and you gotta do a mirror of it somewhere. This is also interesting to me, because you can very much do it both ways, right? Because you have the obvious, and you can double step that, it's fine, but you can also side switch, which I think was the intent, but there's not any markings, so I don't know what to make of it. Okay, and now the bracket double steps are reversed, so now it's step into a bracket rather than a bracket into a step. Huh, what's this? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to just bracket and then double step it? Because I tried doing that in epidermis, and it just wasn't quite working out the way I wanted. And I just left those in there, because I'm like, what better do I really have? This works, but it just is a little odd for all of a sudden. Okay. Felix is back. Almost like you never left, huh? Get myself comfortable here. Smooth transition into a slowdown. Oh, that threw me off for a moment. Understand the X-Mark gimmick here. But apparently even subliminally will do. Whoa, Felix! Chill out with that ending! Oh! Straightforward, but technical. Funny as this is 210, I would have probably said 105 BPM here. This one was near the end of yours. Yes, yes it was. I just don't remember whether I need to clear stuff up or not.
this the one where you, like, place the table on the pads? Can't do that one-handed. I knew player P2 would come in useful. Whoa! Just say I wanted to pass out. Do this when you're done. Yeah, you sat down. Yeah. What, 2 sets in a row of left pack dose to a motherfucker. I chose to do this. Axis's response, me in the background, watching you look so done with this playthrough, you would have 100% abstracted without me there for this journey. And you even hear him laughing in the background. Man. I don't know, do I... Yeah, you know what, I'll do it. You reap what you sow, you heckin' crest. And that's even the perfect idiom for it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I don't actually want to ruin this pad. My PDP went through enough chair abuse as it was. Fun, by the way. Alright, let's see. So, I'm not ending this here today, but... Let me just get Google Translate out real quick. Gone. Sure. If this is the sounds of someone disappearing, by all means, I'm gonna disappear too. One of these days.
here. Measure streaming like 10. 25 begin.
I'm still in dying, no driver's license. I should have been through with the iron in a trunk of fire. I still can't understand that you call me liar. My life is a joke, there's no top your job. Isn't it lovely culture?
I see.
Sure.
Lefts. Why not? So you know what? I kinda have to do this. Intended way. Done. It's funny too, because so much worse could have happened to the song. Like, if you actually listen further into it. Play all the same, or perhaps I should even. I will, just in case.
어조삼아, It's time to go to bed. 또 핸드폰 하는 거예요. 늦게 자면 고운 피부가 다 무너진다고요. 사이고는 케이코쿠 데스. 지금 잠에 들지 않으면 우리는 춤을 출 거예요. 야래 야래 못 말리는 아가씨. 야래 야래 못 말리는 아가씨. 처음부터 잘 생각이 없었고 오늘 밤은 우리와 함께 춤을 춰요. 때는 아시대로 일찍 잠에 드는 거예요. 오늘은 비밀로 해줄게요. 야래 야래 못 말리는 아가씨. 야래 야래 못 말리는 아가씨. 사이고노 케이코쿠 데스. 지금 잠에 들지 않으면 우린
Dang it! The ending had to get me. Maybe it really is time to go to bed.
Who am I kidding? It's only 5:33 p.m. over here. And I've been streaming for what? 3.25 hours? I don't know if that's even a good enough joke, what I just wrote. But I think that gets the one memory note for this across, at least. And then there's this. My punishment for not going to bed is Kaidash. If you focus hard enough, you can manipulate the timing window. Not hard enough. After I fail, I could probably play as normal. But I want to try that one more time. Because I think I'm onto something here. Really difficult to do those bursts. Otherwise plays out as basically your normal tech. Yeah, I think I have a comparison I can actually make for this one. Now, the only shame in this is that in the banner, I do not see Greg anywhere. There we go.
Don't stop. stop to the goes.
Oh my god! I think that was the Google Translate voice. I should just be able to play this one as normal, right? Okay. Yeah, this is music that gives direction space vibes. Megalovania.
Never gonna give.
Shut up!
Don't stop to the goes.
To the rhythm of the universe.
My tongue, my tongue.
That ending question mark? It's the impulse. Folks, we have reached tech notation in its peak. The tech notation is literally tech notation. I love it. Thank you, Rocky. Very cool. I think this should be my last one for tonight. Please be good, Laser Lord. Yeah, that's good. Alright, here we go to the stream. Please be kind. Yeah, that's fine. And into the second string. Now. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I'm just calling that a night. That's solid. I like it. Couldn't quite get a STG to lag, but I got somewhere I wanted with that. Only 3 fails, I think, so far. So we're making good progress. And I actually passed a Narita file. Fair point, Kaidash. Well, it's not called Grega Grega. You're right. You're right. It's been cool so far, seeing what people have come up with. I know I don't react as much as I normally should. It's hard to explain for as hard a year as it's been, but oh well. That's how years go. You know people, you lose them.